Okay, welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner Classic Less Known Classics. This is episode number 2262 and Doubleshot 2156. I have the final trade from Unbeatable Squirrel Girl and a Fantastic Four Epic Collection. First up, we have this is the 12th and final trade of the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. Yes, this is the last one, and no more Squirrel Girl. I'm not doing the one shot. I have no plans to do it at all. This is all the squirrels I've loved before. Yep. Unlike the previous trade, these issues are actually pretty good. Yeah, by the way, it's remember the same guy, Ryan North, and the artwork is done by Derek Charnham with basically Eric Hernandez. There's a song single issue 50. Mostly put, basically, this is the end of the series. Yep, the end of the series. Mostly put, we have guest appearance here by Kraven the Hunter before he died. Yep, this is before his death in an issue of the previous volume of Nick Spider-Man. Not the current volume, the previous volume by Nick Spence. This is set before his death. Galactus is here. It's basically everybody coming in to celebrate the end of the Unbeatable Squirrel Girls book. And this book is just awesome. I love it. It was really good. I give this book a 9.5 out of 10. Final thoughts on the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl series. It has its ups and downs, definitely. I'd say probably the 1720 is probably the weakest issues of the whole series. Now you might be curious, though, okay? Like, it is kind of stupid the fact the book got relaunched after only 8 issues released. So, apparently, Squirrel Girl was continued as a one-shot Infinity comic. Also by Ryan North, which is not in here. So, yeah, there is a Unbeatable Squirrel podcast. Yep. Do not know why. Apparently, they decided to give her one for some reason. It's just kind of weird for her. Now, you might be curious, aside from the one shot in the podcast, is there really like any other stuff she's done since the end of her series? Well, since series wrapped up, she popped up for the final issue of the Marvel Universe, Empire Aftermath Champion Avengers. Popped up some Infinity stuff, Champions, Power Pack. She popped up for a few issues of Fantastic Four. Her most recent appearance was actually in the second volume of Secret Invasion, also by Ryan North. Yep, Secret Invasion. It's now the only reason we had this second volume of Secret Invasion was because of the Disney Plus show. Yep. Now this basically is small scale compared to the original event. Yep. And I will be discussing this one when I get a chance to get my hands on it. Yep. But yeah, that's the most recent thing she's done. It's popped up a couple issues of Secret Invasion came out just fairly recently. Last issue came out of this book, like, roughly back in March. Yep, in March. Yeah, we're apparently Squirrel Girl is in the Avengers now. For reasons. So yeah, these books appeared in Empire Avengers, first issue of the relaunch of Champions, Power Pack, It's Jeff Infinity Comic 1 and 4, Miss Marvel Stretch number 1, It's Jeff Infinity Comic number 12, Squirrel Girl Infinity Comic, which I discussed, Women Marvel, Alligator Loki Infinity Comic, Marvel Meow Infinity Comic, Fantastic Four 43-45, Marvel Meow Comic issue 12, It's Jeff Infinity Comic 24, and 2 and 5 of Secret Invasion. Basically, some sporadic appearances. That's all she's done. Now, when the Thunderbolts came out? 2019. So she's made a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only 18 appearances in 4 years. Yep, that's all she's done. No, series, that's all she's done. Okay. Alright, next up we have is... Let me clear some stuff here. We have Fantastic Four Epic Collection Volume 4. Volume 4, The Mystery of the Black Panther. Yep. Collecting issues 52 to 67, annuals 4 and 5, and Not Brad Addock 1 and 5. Written by Stan Lee, with Jack Kirby some writing here. And of course, Jack Kirby has pretty much all the artwork here. Yeah, 52 is the debut of the Black Panther. Yeah, Lynn Carris himself is talking about this particular issue already on top of the fourth wall. Yeah. Oh yeah, also we basically... I think this was the issue that Wyatt Wagner got introduced. Let me take a look about that. Oh yeah, there's also reference for the content itself. Oh, yeah, this was not for its parents. It was actually issue 50. My mistake. Same issue they debuted Galactus. Yep. And the stuff with the humans, but they're basically on the side here, mostly. Yeah. Now, in the case of, like... This is kind of like a two-parter in a way. Like, they're invited to go to Wakanda, and, well, they have to battle them mostly. And, of course, there's some bit of sexism here where Black Panther will fight Sue Storm. And then the very next issue, they end up fighting a debuting new villain for Fantastic Four, who is mostly in Fantastic Four and Black Panther himself, Ulysses Claw, who comes back for issue 56. Yep, so they fight him as sort of basically... And then basically we have in issue 54, we have debut of the character who inadvertently starts the very next decade, the crossover event Avengers Infinity War, or indirectly, Prester John. Yep, that shows up in issue 54. 55 is the return of the Silver Surfer, who acts like a bad guy in this issue. Yep, 56, like I mentioned, also we lose his claw. And then we have the fourth annual Fantastic Four, which mostly has, like, the first story is basically of Johnny Storm fighting his hero, Jim Hammond. Yep. And then we have Doctor Doom show up with the frickin' Sandman and the Wingless Wizard. Yes, the Wizard. Because it's so hilarious. The whole thing when it comes to the Sandman, why the heck is he here? Well, because Marvel featured him in like a lot of titles. By the way, before he appeared in this book, let's see, not counting that one. The Sandman let's see if we can find it here. The Sandman shows up this Alpha Heroes book, which is not the classic look of the Sandman with the green and brown striped shirt. Oh no, that's not here. Oh, and by the way, the annual 4 is debut of another character. It also features a Silver Surfer story in this annual. I believe this is the one. Yes. We have debut of Quasimodo in this annual. Yes, Quasimodo. Yep. If you're curious, though, who the heck is Quasimodo, you might ask? Well, he's a minor villain in comics. Yes. And he returned for the following annual where here's the thing. The guy was a freaking computer. Oh, by the way, they killed him off there in the Iron Man 2020 event, issue number 2. Yep. Now, basically, Quasimo stands for Quasi-Motivated Destruction Organism. He appears in these two annuals, and he pops up for an issue of X-Men 48. Pops up a couple issues. Basically, he's very much a minor villain. And he fought the Silver Surfer once in the following year's annual. Yep. Now, here's the thing about the Sandman. Now, prior to this issue, I believe he had popped up in an issue of Amazing Spider-Man. Actually, no, he'd been appearing since after his appearance issue 19. He'd been appearing as a recurring character for Fantastic Four for quite a while, up until issue 63. Yeah, for some reason, Stanley decided to move over to this book for some reason, kind of like how the Renegade moved over to Hulk. We got killed off in his first appearance, though it came back. Yep, so... yeah, this also is a subplot here of Silver Surfer, well, trying to use powers of Doctor Doom to fight Galactus. And this image probably been seen a lot. Doctor Doom standing over Silver Surfer. Because he stole his powers, and yes, this is a loosely adapted TV show. They have Doctor Doom showing up, basically cause some wreckage. Now his desire is to defeat Galactus with Silver Surfer's powers. It doesn't work. He does this like twice in the show. And then we have, in issue 59, the Inhumans break free from their barrier. Yep, there's also the Doctor Doom subplot here. And there's something with, well, then we have Black Bolt breaking the barrier, which surrounds the whole city. And then we have Doctor Doom show up in issue 60. Yes, issue 60. Because basically this is an actual arc in here. Yeah. Fighting trees. Still fighting Doctor Doom here. And then we have, this is debut, I think issue 61 is debut of this costume here. Yeah, this particular costume, it's referred to as Sandman's second costume of his career. Yes, and more of a professional looking costume. So yeah, this is made from stolen equipment from... yeah, that's basically what he makes it from. Stolen equipment from Reed Richards. So he makes his new suit for himself. And he from what I can tell the way it's written here, he loves this suit. And then after he's defeated, then we have Blastar. Now, is this debut of Blastar? Yep, this is his debut. Yep, Blastar from the Negative Zone. Now you might be curious though. Negative Zone actually first showed up back in issue 51 for Fantastic Four. That's the first. This first here is a Blastar. He's a very, well, somewhat well-known Fantastic Four villain. Yeah, he appears in this issue and the following issue, and he popped up in X-Men after this. He's mostly been sporadic over the years. Yeah, Chris will try it on next issue here, issue 64. And then 75, or 65, we have debut. Let's see if I can get to it here. Of the Century Sinister. Yes, and this issue in particular. Here's a fun fact about this issue. This issue indirectly leads to the debut of the original Captain Marvel, Marvel. Yeah. You're thinking, really? Oh yeah, really, because next time this thing is seen is in Marvel Superheroes 13. Yep, this is Century 459. Yep, and then the very next issue of this book, we have debut of one of the most iconic characters in history of Marvel Comics, who's been featured in 2 MCU movies. Yeah, so here's the Century in his full glory. Yep, and of course he pops up in Marvel Superheroes because of all his the Kree. Yep. So then here at 65, we have debut of Ronan the Accuser, who is currently deceased in Marvel Comics right now. Yeah, he got killed off in Death of Humans #3 by Black Bolt because he got purged into a cyborg. And I believe this issue is also the debut of the Supreme Intelligence. Yes, this glob creature has been killed off 2 or 3 times over the years. And he stays dead, depends upon who's writing the book. Some say he's dead, some say he's alive. It's a thing with Marvel. Yeah, they can't keep the character dead for long. No, but then right after this issue, and then we have what lurks behind the beehive. Yep, it's all involving Alicia Masters for the last couple issues of this book. We'll get to the annual itself. First appearance of the Enclave. Yes, the Enclave. Yeah, and basically, these 2 issues will lead to the debut of him. Yes, we have a debut of a... Who is him, you might ask? Well, I'll get to that. Because he's a very iconic character who actually just appeared in the MCU finally. Yeah, so I think on the Enclave in this issue here. Now, him. Who is him? Well, this is him in the cocoon. If you're curious what the heck the guy looks like, well, we'll get to that. And there he is. Well, zoom here. That is Adam Warlock in his debut appearance. Here known as him, but that is Adam Warlock making his public debut. And then we will see what happens next, because the very next thing we have here is the 5th annual for Fantastic Four, which has Fantastic Four team up with the Black Panther and the Inhumans to take on... Okay, this guy is known as... I'm trying to think what was his name here. It is the Psycho Man. Yep, this goofy villain. Which you look at him, my friend Edgar probably look at him like, oh, he looks like the Controller. Because they ripped off his look for the Controller. There's maybe a few other characters named Livewire. There's also Shellshock and Ivan Karlovich. Shellshock, who's... And here's the thing. All these characters of Second Man, they're all currently deceased. Basically, Shellshock got killed off in issue of Captain America issue 319. Livewire got killed off in Secret Avengers 29. And the last one, Ivan Karlovich, actually is so very much like, he only made 1 appearance. Yep. Yeah, I think this is the last one here. Yeah, this also has second appearance of Quasimodo. Yeah, Psycho Man. And by the way, they did adapt this for an episode of the animated series Fantastic Four, but the Inhumans and Black Panther were not here. But this is a pretty good annual. You might think, wait, is Annual 5 debut of is that the wedding? No, that's not annual. Yeah, and then we have the Silver Surfer story, and then we have Not Brian Edict, which is more comedy stuff. Of course, stuff related to Fantastic Four, and that's it. This book is great. I love it. Give this book a 10 out of 10. Okay, so that's episode of you. Next episode's going to be Case Closed. Okay, next video. Bye.